Friends, I trust you've been enjoying our offerings for this Emancipation Independence period. We continue this tradition with a whole lot of fun and excitement as we bring you highlights of Melogoram and celebration of the drums, both part of the Jamaica Festival schedule of events. These plus much more after this short break.
Hey, we culture rich and never strong. Boy, Jamaica food, yeah, Jamaica sweet. Join in the rhythm and come move on. Come again, come again, come again.
Householders, business people, school administrators, protect yourself and your children from the Chikungunya virus. Be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Chikungunya is a virus transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which breeds in and around your home, workplace, and school. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET. And if you're experiencing symptoms of chikungunya, a sudden high fever, headache, rash, nausea, pain, stiffness, or severe joint pains, see your doctor or go to the nearest health center.
Good day, I'm Carrie Ann Smith, and this is your JIS News for Monday, August 4. $15 million has been provided to support emergency drought mitigation efforts in the worst affected parishes starting August 4. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller made the announcement Sunday at the 62nd staging of the Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show in Clarendon.
I have instructed the Ministry of Local Government to develop an emergency response plan to complement those plans implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change.
The money will be used to truck water to the troubled areas for domestic and agricultural use. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister had high praises for successful staging of Denby 2014, especially to those farmers who persevered despite the drought.
Denby 2014 is a salute to the resilience of the farmers of Jamaica. It represents one of those unique factors that makes Jamaica a great nation. It represents the strength, resilience, and creativity of our people.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller also addressed the nation on Emancipation Day, August 1, and challenged Jamaicans to actively honor the struggles of our freedom warriors by building on the community self-help spirit they pioneered. Similar sentiments were shared by the Governor General, Sir Patrick Allen, who urged Jamaicans to reject the negative thoughts that sap their creative energies and undermine productivity.
It is time for us to stand together and combine all our efforts to free our country from every form of barrier, tribalism, and hindrance to our progress as a people. Let us now move with haste to engrave a new profile on the local and international image of Jamaica.
We need especially to remember the tenacity of purpose, the resistance, the resilience, the indomitable will of the enslaved. If our ancestors could nurture that all things are possible attitude under those heart-rending conditions, what could there be that we, their heirs, cannot do today?
Opposition leader Andrew Holness stressed that Jamaicans could not afford to relinquish the country to those who would betray the struggles of our ancestors by encroaching on the freedom of others.
There are those among us who have used the freedoms hard fought and won by our forebears in such a way as to take away the freedoms and rights of others. We must never make excuses for criminals. There are hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans who are poor and dispossessed, but who use their freedom not to choose crime as a way of life.
The Ministry of Health is strengthening Jamaica's Ebola preparedness plan as the disease continues to ravage sections of West Africa. The Ebola virus is a severe, often fatal illness with a death rate of up to 90% and is transmitted through direct contact with blood, other bodily fluids or secretions such as stool, saliva, urine, and semen of infected persons. Portfolio Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson chaired a high-level meeting on the situation last Thursday. Director of Emergency Disaster Management and Special Services, Dr. Marion Bullock-Ducasse, says the ministry took the decision to increase the country's vigilance and preparedness, even though Jamaica does not at this time fall into the category of at-risk countries. She says the intervention includes Ebola-specific training for key personnel. Dr. Bullock-Ducasse says the Health Ministry will also continue its public education initiatives to keep citizens informed about how best to protect their good health. Symptoms of the Ebola virus include sudden onset of fever, intense weakness, muscle pain, headache, and a sore throat. This may be followed by vomiting, diarrhea, rash, impaired kidney and liver function, and in some cases both internal and external bleeding. 86 medical personnel will receive specialized training over the next 3 years as the government moves ahead with PROMAC, the program to reduce maternal and child mortality. PROMAC is a 4-year intervention funded with a €22 million or $3.3 billion grant from the European Union to help Jamaica meet Target 4 and 5 of the Millennium Development Goals. Training will be conducted in the field of pediatrics, obstetrics, gynecology, nursing and neonatology, among other areas. The training will be done at the University of the West Indies and will complement other components of PROMAC, which includes the provision of equipment, ambulances and infrastructural upgrade at some of the main health facilities. And finally, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has saluted Jamaica's athletes on their successful performance in the just completed Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland. The national team gained 22 medals, including 10 gold medals.
And I want to commend our athletes. They represented the country with dignity and with pride and reaped success, carrying the colors of our Jamaican flag, the black, the gold, and the green.
And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Carrie Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
The National Water Commission (NWC) is now on a drive to rapidly fix leaks affecting the water distribution systems across the island. 2 leak hotlines have been established. Report leaks by calling 733-5655 and 733-5656. You may also send a text to 838-LEAK. That is 838-5325. Remember that a little effort will make a big difference. Be a leak detective. Conserve on water today.
He was held in very high esteem and in high regard by the people of his community and the region of the West.
And one of the things that abide with me was the humility that he showed, as reflected in a desire to serve the cultural needs of St. James. And after he lost the 1980 elections to Ken Ball and left the Ministry of Social Security that he was, he wanted to serve as the chairman of the St. James Cultural Committee. Because to him, the importance was not where you served, but that you served.
He felt that the country's problems could be significantly eased and avoided if leaders with strong moral values emerged and led at every level of society.
My first encounter with Sir Howard, and what really impressed me as a young man at the time, is when we visited Caux in Switzerland. We had the Governor General of Jamaica serving visitors from around the world, leaders from around the world, breakfast, put on his apron and was serving breakfast. And I thought for a moment, what a man. And this is the man I'd like to emulate.
Ministers in the office of the Prime Minister were kept busy this past week. Details next.
Prime Minister calls for resilience in difficult times. $15 million to truck water to farmers and householders most affected by drought, and more land titles issued to northeastern Jamaicans. With Jamaica House Weekly, I'm Stacey Ann Smith.
How will you spend this commemorative day in a manner that will bring honor to your ancestors?
That was Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller's thought-provoking question to Jamaicans on the August 1 celebration of Emancipation Day. She called on the country to draw inspiration from the tenacity of our ancestors to overcome current difficulties.
Everything was stacked against them, and it seemed utterly futile to grasp for anything better. But they did against all odds. So too can we. Our ability to overcome against all odds, our determination, and our never say die attitude define us as a people. It is who we are, irrespective of our lineage. Out of many, one people, resilient, capable, determined, and strong.
In her Emancipation Day message, Mrs. Simpson Miller also urged Jamaicans to do research on the lesser-known freedom fighters and to celebrate our ancestors by visiting monuments erected in their honor. She also marked the 100th anniversary since national hero Marcus Mosiah Garvey established the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA. The Prime Minister brought a similar emancipatory message to a National Land Agency land titling ceremony in St. Mary Thursday.
I regard today's ceremony as a tribute to the members, to our ancestors, and those who landed in Jamaica and worked on plantations as slaves. Today, we, their posterity, can stand and be proud, not only because we're free, but today we will free up some titles for our people.
During the ceremony, 94 titles and 88 certificates of allotment were handed out to residents of St. Mary, Portland and St. Ann. By Thursday evening, the Prime Minister was back in Kingston for the presentation of new colours that identify the 2nd Battalion Jamaica Regiment of the Jamaica Defence Force at Upper Camp. Mrs. Simpson Miller's presence was also felt at Day 3 of the Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show in Clarendon Sunday. She told farmers of the emergency response plan that the local government and community development minister was instructed to formulate.
To complement those plans implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change, as soon as tomorrow, the Ministry of Local Government will be providing $15 million to truck water to the worst affected areas for domestic and agricultural use.
The Prime Minister said Clarendon, Manchester and St. Elizabeth would be given special attention under this initiative. Mrs. Simpson Miller also revealed that following a tour of drought-affected areas Monday, the local government minister, along with representatives of ODPEM, RADA, the Fire Brigade and Social Development Commission, would implement a comprehensive action plan for the short and medium term.
Let us now have light, care and survival.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller was commissioning into service the new floodlights for the staging of night matches at Sabina Park on August 3. The $2.7 million project was a partnership involving the Indian government, the Tourism Enhancement Fund, and the government of Jamaica. Last week also found the Prime Minister congratulating the Jamaican team to the 20th Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland.
They represented a country with dignity and with pride and reaped success, carrying the colors of our Jamaican flag, the black, the gold, and the green.
Mrs. Simpson Miller described the athletes' performance as truly outstanding, saying it had lifted the spirit of the Jamaican people during the emancipation independence period. Jamaica ended the Games with 22 medals, finishing 10th overall. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for more of the stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.
On Emancipation Day, parish capitals were filled with the melodic sounds of the drums as persons came out to honor the African ancestors who fought for and won our freedom. We join in on the celebrations and bring you some highlights. Did you know that the Jamaican flag should never be allowed to touch the ground? What about not being draped over private vehicles? As we gear up to celebrate Independence Day this Wednesday, watch more on the proper use of the flag.
The lights go out. The Union Jack is lowered, and the new flag of Jamaica raised.
The first time the public would witness the official use of the Jamaican national flag was on August 6, 1962. Since then, it has become a symbol of nationhood and used in various settings to observe moments of national pride and even sadness. Persons are generally allowed to use the flag for private or public purposes, but in order to protect its significance and that of other national symbols, protocols exist to guide its usage. Rules like not allowing the flag to touch the ground, not flying or using the flag only for decorative purposes on anything that is for temporary use and is likely to be discarded except on state occasions, refraining from draping the flag over private vehicles, ensuring that if it's flown in the company of other flags, it is not smaller than the others, and making sure that when it becomes worn and needs to be replaced, it's burned privately and not used for any other purpose. These are among guidelines which can be obtained from the Protocol Office in the Office of the Prime Minister, here at the Jamaica Information Service or at the National Library of Jamaica. They include guidelines on how the national flag can be used for state or public occasions. Except at foreign embassies, consulates and missions, no other flag should be placed above or to the right of the Jamaican flag. No other flag should be raised or flown publicly unless the Jamaican flag is also flown. The flag should be flown on all government-aided schools when the schools are in session. A flag raising and flag lowering ceremony should accompany the opening and the closing of school terms. The national flag should be flown at the official residence of the Prime Minister and the Governor General. If the Prime Minister or Governor General visits private buildings, the flag may be flown there during their stay, and the flag should be flown in or near every polling station on election day. Now, here's one which some of the older folks may be a little familiar with. The flag should be flown at half-mast to signify moments of national mourning as directed by the Prime Minister. But even then, there is a method to going about it. When flown at half-mast, the flag should be first hoisted to the peak for an instant and then lowered slowly to the half-mast position. It should be again raised to the peak before it's lowered. During any flag raising or lowering ceremony or any passing parade with the flag, persons are required to stand at attention and face the flag. Individuals in uniform should salute and men should remove their hats. For more information on the rules governing the use of the national flag or the other national emblems, contact the Protocol Office, Office of the Prime Minister, 1 Devon Road, Kingston 10, telephone 927-4101, or the National Library of Jamaica, 12 East Street, Kingston, telephone 967-1526 or 967-2516. Taking great care in how we use our national symbols is part of our duty as Jamaicans. Show you care by respecting that which represents us.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
The Randy Williams Entertainment Center was the place to be as the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission staged Mellow-Go-Round 2014, and the August 1 performing arts-driven event didn't disappoint. Take a look.
No afraid of knockout thief, no dirty farmer. Go for your machete, go for your cleaver. Go for your move, go for your move, go for your man. Come put me no, try make me beef no move. Come put me no, try make me beef no move. Come put me no, try make me beef no move.
Jamaica, yeah. Sweet Jamaica, me nah leave ya. Me nah leave ya. Let us talk good. This a song is about Jamwana. Pretty beaches with white sand. Out of many, but yes, we are one. So no active with nation stronger. We produce no champion, yeah. 1 in a million, this a island, yeah. In a music, education, athletics, 4, 9.58 seconds, now. We food and the world's nicest. We Irish, we pumpkin, banana, we are man. Nationally, Shaki and Saltfish. Straight you run a million furlong. Black, green and gold, that's how we color. To the world, signally with your hand now. Predominantly, firmly we stand and we bless. We have no hand for me. Jamaica, Jamaica, yeah. Sweet Jamaica, we not leave ya. No, 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 we not leave ya. No way, no way. Bosses can give you feel the vibe. Clear the way or rent a tile. Music touch your heart, it warm your smile. Hey, wave your hand if you understand. Chichi bodo and no liquor twang. Hey, we culture rich and never strong. Boy, Jamaica food. Yeah, Jamaica sweet. Join in the rhythm and come move yo. Come again, come again, come again, come food. Yeah, Jamaica sweet. Wake up the west, the north, the south. Wake up the east.
I could go chilling with my peeps somewhere in Negril on the beach, observe the distant to breeze cause I care. And not to mention North Coast, the gun parish is in my head. Whoa, whoa, we island boom, what's the Jamaican island boom? West Kingston where the sound them a boom. Festival time pretty damn say. Who don't give me reggae music what me love every time. The land of food and water for the ladies to shine. The good of jelly water ever soothing. Who do we have to do all in this guy? I love it. Sing I love it. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Say sing I love it. Sing I love it. Ooh, I love it.
Be sure to catch tomorrow's staging of the Anti-Roche Film, TV and Literary Festival at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center. Activities start at noon. This holiday period, get the most mileage out of your gas tank by following these simple tips. Plan your route before you leave home. Avoiding highly trafficked areas and using secondary roads will get you to your destination faster while saving your petrol. Use a one-stop shop for paying bills or make those payments online. Many businesses offer free e-payment services or allow you to pay bills over the phone, all from the comfort of your home or office. Save on petrol by servicing your vehicle regularly and ensuring your tires are fit. Experts also recommend that you top up at the pumps early in the morning rather than later in the day. Remember, every mickle make a muckle, so follow those tips and save on time and money. And that's our show. If you missed any aspect of the program, view it online, youtube.com/watchJIS. You may also get up-to-date information on what you can do to weather the current drought conditions or prevent the spread of the Chikungunya virus by visiting our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.